There's a number of odious companies out there that take advantage of people and prey on our instincts to be trusting, as well as our emotions, fears, and shames. And that bothers me and angers me. I don't want anyone to ever miss out on their rights or have to pay something they don't owe because they're ashamed or because they've been taken advantage of. And that is really the mission of my firm. There's a lot of shame over perhaps missing a credit card payment or being the victim of a scam, a fraud, financial abuse. And, that shouldn't stop anyone from being able to get remedies as a result for it. I wanted to share a couple of stories with you that were instances where there wasn't much I could do to help, and they were really quite heartbreaking because of it, and what the consumer could have done differently in that situation. One is Susan. She was looking for a home to rent here in the Inland Empire. She found a beautiful home for her and her two children. She found it online. She met with an individual at the home, did a tour, confirmed that it was legitimate, that the property was there, and she gave him $2,000 as a security deposit. And $2,000 isn't that too good to be true number. It's what you would expect to pay for the size home she was looking to rent and the location. After giving this man the money, she wasn't able to reach him anymore. It turns out he did not own the property. It belonged to someone else, and there was nothing that I could do for her. Thinking back on it, it was really quite frustrating. And I think if she'd asked to take a picture of that individual's driver's license, he might have balked and said no, but at least she would have had a better understanding of who she was working with. And also, one of the things that I haven't heard mentioned yet is in California, there's a lot of licenses, and property management companies are licensed through real estate brokers. And so just a simple Google search of these companies that may appear to be legitimate or even might be legitimate, but for certain reasons you are being taken advantage of, making sure that their licenses are valid through a quick Google search of these California resources. The Department of Consumer Affairs has a great list. I recommend that before anyone ever gives anybody any money. Another scam that I've come across is Leticia was moving across country and she hired a moving company. The moving company had a legitimate website. They looked professional. They looked great. And they came and picked up all of her belongings in a logoed truck. Their movers wore logoed outfits, very professional looking. And once they had her belongings, they told her it would be an additional $2,500 for them to actually deliver it to her new address. And when she called me, she gave me the website that she used to find this moving company, but there was no physical address for the moving company, so we couldn't find where they were. And again, there was no license. And so there wasn't anything I could do to help her. And there wasn't an address she could even give to, say, the police if she was going to ask for help or file a complaint on that. So again, looking for that license number, doing a Google search on the people that you are working with goes really quite far. Another one that I wanted to cover quickly is something I was able to help with, and that is directly related to the forbearances that are being granted right now by credit card companies, car payments, mortgages. If anyone calls to confirm that they have a 3-month forbearance on their payments, they should follow up in writing, either get something from their bank or send a letter. And because they're a legitimate financial institution, it seems like you should be good and fine, but a lot of times the technology may not have caught up to the fact you have a forbearance, and your credit might be hit negatively when you don't make that payment. And if there isn't anything in writing confirming the modification, then there isn't as much that I can do. I have been able to help a lot of people restore their credit who had legitimate modifications. And to wrap up, again, I'm Monica Hartsock. I see these all the time. California consumer protection laws are really great. They do allow my firm to collect our fees from the defendant, so my cases are contingency, and I'm happy to answer any questions or talk to anyone in the future.